And I'm pretty sure you guys are being assholes on purpose. So thanks for making me feel like a customer. Thanks for taking my money, asshole.
So when me and my girlfriend like to go to the movies here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, we pretty much exclusively go to a place called Alamo Drafthouse. They started here in Texas and Austin, have expanded, probably got locations. I think they have locations in a few other states too. But the reason we go there is primarily because they are hardcore about no cell phones and no talking in the movie. They'll kick you out if you pull out your cell phone and start texting and shining into people's eyes or talking during the movie and distracting people. They want it to be about the movie, and they take it really, really seriously.
Thanks for taking my money, asshole.
There are times when this comes to odds with diabetics who have devices that have beeps you can't turn off. Ran into this problem for the first time myself the other night. We went to go see a movie, and right before we left to go see this movie, I had to change out my Omnipod. It was, expired. Didn't want it to squeal in the middle of the movie, so I changed it out. About 30 minutes into the movie, it starts vibrating. To do the warning that, hey, when you change a pod, always check your blood sugar, blah, 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 to make sure, the catheter's in. The catheter? Cannula. Ha, cannula is the word we're looking for. The cannula is in, and you're getting insulin, blah, 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 blah. And unfortunately, I had my PDM set to the setting of vibrate first, then beep. So this is where I had it. This is where I wish I had it. Or the first time it vibrates at you, the second time it beeps at you, and will continue to beep at you until you acknowledge that I should check my blood sugar. Cool. This comes to odds with a place like Alamo Drafthouse, because right when I realize this is happening, I pull out my PDM and I've got it tucked in right against my chest and cover it as much as I can to let the light shine. It's right when our waiter walks by to hand the person next to us something. I get a dirty look. Girlfriend leans over and goes, "He was mad at you for using your phone." Comes back and I'm like, oh crap. Start writing out on one of the little cards, "Hey, I'm a diabetic. It was my insulin pump. My bad, man." He comes back to basically give me an official warning, and I hand this to him, and he, props to Alamo Drafthouse, because this guy apologized immediately, kind of bowed, my bad, oh, I got it. And when we came to get our check towards the end of the movie, hand wrote a note that said, "I didn't mean to inconvenience you. I feel awful. I comped your chips and queso. Sorry about that. You're always welcome here at Alamo Drafthouse," which is probably one of the best customer experience I've had in a while. The guy didn't do anything wrong. He was just doing his job and went out of his way to take care of me, which was a really positive experience. This leads me into talking to, I wish the FDA would let these makers give us more control as a user. There should never be devices that have beeps that you can't turn off, that you can't be in control of. If you want to put a fail-safe, it turns back on after a set amount of time, or vibrates uncontrollably until you acknowledge that it's still on silent. People go to movies. People go to job interviews, people go to important business meetings, and to have these devices, Omnipod and Dexcom are guilty of this. I know personally through experience. These devices need to give us as users a way to control them within our lives. A high blood sugar alert is not life-threatening and doesn't need to be, I don't need to interrupt my business meeting that's ending in 15 minutes to deal with it. It's really obnoxious to have to deal with this kind of thing and find ways And I know you're going to say, oh, you can turn your profiles in your Dexcom app to vibrate only, and the only one you'll get is the urgent low. There are times I want it to beep. For example, when I go to bed at night, I want my low blood sugar alert to piercingly loud and wake me up and scare the crap out of me, make me jump out of bed and take care of it. I don't need that in a meeting. A little nice vibrating nudge, like, hey, you need to do something. I can politely excuse myself, go take care of it, that kind of thing. Give the user more control. This is a modern generation. We're used to managing our alerts and things like that. Find a better way. Find a better fail-safe than saying, screw the user. My beep to tell you that you on an auto-off alert on your Omnipod is more important than your own control. It's obnoxious, and it feels like you're being singled out. It draws attention to it when, personally for me, one of the joys of these devices is I can minimize attention to it. I can check my blood sugar on my phone. Sometimes I have to explain why I have a pager. It's not a pager, it's my pump controller, but there's no tube sticking out of it. That's inconspicuous. I love these devices because they give me more control in a less conspicuous way. And that's thrown out the window by limiting the choice that we're given as users of these products to control how they interact with us. And I understand it's because of regulations and concern that we're going to turn it off and forget and then die in the middle of the night when our blood sugar. I get that. There are better ways to build a failsafe in. For starters, Dexcom. Holy cow. When I mute my phone, you should mute your alerts too. I shouldn't have to dig through 3 menus just to change my things to vibrate. And then at the end of the day, that's less secure, because now I've permanently made a settings change to turn my alerts to vibrate only. I'm way more likely to forget that than I am to flip back on the volume rocker on my phone. Give the user choice. Find a better way. Find a better way. We want choice. We want to be more in control. We want to be treated like we know what we're doing. And that's it for today. If you're interested in more blogs where I talk about the diabetes experience for me here in the United States of America, like my videos, subscribe, that kind of thing, mash that subscribe button. Let me know of any experiences where your medical devices have pissed you off or drawn undue attention in the middle of a business meeting or a movie theater. And at the end of it all, shouts out to Alamo Draft House for having awesome customer service and being an awesome place. That's all.